A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a shocking turn of events, the viewership for television networks covering former President Donald Trump's historic electoral victory over Vice President Kamala Harris has plummeted, mirroring a staggering 25% drop akin to a Super Bowl audience decline. This election night marked the culmination of a political season that has exposed the deepening struggles of legacy media organizations as they grapple with their waning influence in an era dominated by digital alternatives. Young audiences are increasingly turning to platforms like TikTok, YouTube, and Elon Musk's X, opting to bypass traditional evening news broadcasts and cable shows altogether. The trend is underscored by Trump's strategic maneuvering, as he largely sidestepped conventional media outlets in favor of lengthy interviews with comedians and influential podcasters. Notably, the likes of Joe Rogan and Theo Vaughn have become key figures in shaping public perception, with Rogan eventually endorsing Trump. Meanwhile, Vice President Harris has sought to connect with younger voters through appearances on popular podcasts like Call Her Daddy and All the Smoke. This shift towards podcasters reflects a broader trend within cable news, where opinion-driven hosts have garnered significant followings, becoming tribal leaders for their audiences. Despite an overall decline in TV ratings, the election night ratings reveal that Fox News and MSNBC emerged as the top networks, with Fox News particularly thriving thanks to its conservative hosts. A TV news agent noted, "What Joe Rogan tells you is this business has become personality-driven, not journalism-driven." As traditional media continues to face challenges, newspapers are struggling to convince users to pay for digital content while print editions fade into obsolescence. Public trust in mass media institutions has reached a record low, according to Gallup polling data. News organizations are now left to ponder the implications of Trump's return as they prepare for another 4 years of covering a president who has consistently maintained a hostile stance towards journalists. In the coming weeks, we can expect news organizations to reassign correspondents as they adapt to the new White House administration. Some conservative news hosts and commentators may even find themselves integrated into a new Trump administration. There is a glimmer of hope for a temporary boost in ratings and readership, reminiscent of the Trump bump experienced during the 2016 election cycle. However, experts caution that such an effect may prove fleeting and insufficient to sustain a viable news-gathering business in an increasingly fragmented media landscape. Neil Brown, president of the Poynter Institute, remarked, "The Trump bump may be a way in, but it won't be a way to keep them unless you find a lasting way to serve them." Roland Martin, a former CNN commentator turned digital entrepreneur, expressed skepticism about the long-term viability of legacy media, stating, "A lot of legacy media people were pining for Trump's return because they know it's going to be a show every single day." Some news executives remain hopeful that the administration will prioritize policy over personality in its early days. However, many experts believe that the media's obsession with Trump may not be as intense this time around, with coverage shifting to focus more on news value rather than the sensationalism that characterized previous cycles. The recent election results have revealed a broader issue within large media organizations, which have been criticized for their focus on opinion polls and political punditry, often neglecting the voices of everyday voters. The media's failure to adequately address working-class concerns, particularly regarding the cost of living, has been highlighted as a significant oversight. Furthermore, the media's slow response to the shifting voting patterns among Latino voters has raised questions about representation within news organizations. Martin pointed out the lack of Latino journalists and executives in mainstream media, which has contributed to this disconnect. The criticism of corporate-owned media for their insufficient engagement with diverse communities has persisted for years, and the challenge of addressing this issue is compounded by the financial pressures facing these organizations. As advertisers become increasingly hesitant to invest in news programming amid a polarized political climate, media companies are forced to make difficult decisions about resource allocation. The 2024 presidential campaign has seen candidates gain unprecedented control over their media narratives, often choosing to bypass traditional outlets altogether. The singular debate between Trump and Harris exemplified this trend, with candidates exercising greater discretion over their media appearances. The lack of consequences for avoiding tough media platforms has further diminished the influence of legacy media. Notably, Rogan's interview with Trump garnered nearly 40 million views in just 3 days, showcasing the power of alternative media channels. Trump's decision to forego traditional interviews, including a planned appearance on 60 Minutes, underscores the shifting dynamics in media relationships. Despite the decline in loyalty towards legacy media, experts maintain that these established brands still hold significant power. Harris's appearances on traditional networks have attracted millions of viewers, reinforcing the idea that legacy media remains vital in the current landscape. As the political landscape continues to evolve, the future of media remains uncertain, with both challenges and opportunities on the horizon. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.